exploring the word interface. Imagine sitting down to write an essay, craft a resume, or format a research report, and you have to struggle through clunky menus and confusing tools. That's not an ideal scenario, right? Microsoft Word is designed to make document creation smooth and efficient, but only if you know your way around its interface. Launching Microsoft Word and the Start screen. When you open Microsoft Word, the first thing you see is the Start screen. This is where you can open a blank document, select a template for common document types like resumes or reports. We have more templates options in here. We'll click on that. And here you can see we have so many options available if we want to use any of these. Access recently opened file. We'll click on here, home. And here you can see we have all these files saved in our PC right now. So you can access any of these at any time. The next is open documents from OneDrive or other locations. We'll click on open. And here you can see we have options like if we want to open a file from OneDrive or from our PC or from our folder that we have if we have any external drive in here. So we can just go and just open any file that we really want to be opened in Microsoft Word. So this is how the start screen works in Microsoft Word. To start working, select blank document to open a new file. We'll go to the home. Alright, we'll click on blank document. And here you can add pictures, tables, or anything you want to write in this interface. The Word interface, key components. Once inside a document, the Word interface is divided into several main sections. Let's go over each one. The first one is title bar. Here you can see at the very top there is a title bar which displays the document's name. If you have not saved the file yet, it will show as document 1 as you can see here. Next to the title, you will find options to minimize, maximize, and close the window. Next we have the ribbon. This section is called the ribbon from here to here. Most of your tools are located in the ribbon. It's divided into tabs, each containing a set of related commands. For example, in the Home tab, includes basic text formatting options like font, bold, italic, or alignment. Alright, you can choose any of these. In the Insert tab, allows to add images, tables, charts, and more. Like you have all these options. In the Design tab, provides themes and styles options to enhance your document's appearance. Here you can see you can choose any of these by clicking this drop-down menu. And you can apply these effects as well. The next we have Layout tab. Controls page margins, orientation, and spacing. For example, we have margins, orientation, size, columns, and all these options we will explore. The next we have Reference tab. Useful for adding citations, footnotes, and bibliographies. Like we have options for table of content as well, footnotes, citation, bibliography, and all these options. The next we have Review tab. Includes spell check, comments, and track changes for editing. Alright, we have spell and grammar, thesaurus, word count as well. So you can explore any of these in this document file. The next we have View tab. This lets you switch between document views like print layout or read mode. Each tab contains groups which are collections of related tools. For example, in the Home tab, the font group includes options like bold, italic, or underline. We'll go to the Home tab. Here you can see we have bold, italic, underline, strike through, subscript, superscript, and all these options in here. Next we have Quick Access toolbar. Located in the top left corner in here, the Quick Access toolbar lets you add shortcuts for frequently used commands. It includes save, open a new document file, undo, unredo as well. But you can customize it to fit your needs. We'll just click in here, this drop-down menu, and you can just check or uncheck any of these options if we want to be added in here, or if you don't want these options anymore in here. For example, I just want to add another options as open. Here you can see we have a quick access options for open as well. For example, I just don't want redo button in here, then that button will be removed. Next we have the workspace, document area. This area is called workspace. The workspace is where you type and edit text. You will notice a blinking cursor. Here you can see, indicating where your text will appear when you start typing. For example, I just want to add welcome. Alright, here the next word will be next to this cursor. The workspace expands as you write, allowing you to scroll up and down through your document. The next we have the status bar. At the bottom of the window, the status bar displays useful information such as the current page number and word count, or the number of lines as well, as we have only one page, one line and one word in this document file. So this is how it adds the information accordingly. But let's assume I just want to add welcome to the learning of MS Word. So you can see we have one page, one line, but 7 words in this document file. The language being used, the zoom slider, here you can see, lets you adjust how large or small the document appears on your screen. For example, I just want to increase it as 154%. So it just increases the size of the document file. But if we want to reduce it to 100, or you can say as per our requirement, I just want to reduce it up to 77. So this is how the document will be appearing on the screen. So we'll just go with the basic one. Alright, as 100%. The next we have the navigation pane. The navigation pane can help you move quickly between sections if you are working with longer documents. You can access it by clicking view. Alright, we'll go on the view. Here we have options called navigation pane. We'll click on that and a sidebar will be opened. It shows a sidebar with headings and search options for finding specific content within the document. The next we have customizing the interface. Microsoft Word allows you to personalize the interface to improve workflow efficiency. You can pin frequently used files on the start screen for quick access. For example, we'll just go to the file. Alright, and I just want this file to be pinned. Alright, we'll click on this one, and here you can see we have options called pin. So this file has been pinned by me. So if I want to open this file quickly, then I have just pinned this, and it will not be removed unless or until I unpin this. Alright, customize a ribbon by adding or removing tabs based on what you use most. For example, I just want to add or remove these tabs. Then we'll just right click on any place of the ribbon. We'll right click that. Alright, we have options called customize a ribbon, and we have all these options, like if we want to add or remove any of the tabs. For example, I just don't need mailings, and I just don't need for example a review, but I want our developer tab. So we can just check or uncheck according to our requirement. We'll click on OK. So here you can see the developer tab has been added, and the rest of the tabs that we unchecked those has been removed from this ribbon. The next we have adjust the quick access toolbar to include commands you frequently used. As we have already mentioned that we can just go on the drop-down menu and we can check or uncheck any of these if we want to add or remove any of the quick access toolbars. So if we want to add, for example, email, we'll check that. We can just click on the draw table as well, and we can add as many options as well. So if we want to add a redo button as well, so these options has been added to the quick access toolbar. Learning to navigate Word efficiently means you spend less time searching for tools and more time focusing on your writing.
Creating and saving documents. How to create a new document. There are several ways to start a new document in Word. The first one is from the start screen. If you want to create a new document from start menu, you can just click on the start, and you can just click on Word, and an interface will be opened, and you can just click on the blank document and a new document will be created. But if you want to create a new document from the file menu, you can just click on the file, and you can just click on the blank document and another new document will be created. But if you want to create a new document by using keyboard, then there is a shortcut of Ctrl+N or Command+N if you are using Mac. So a new document will be created. A blank page will appear ready for you to start typing. If you need a pre-designed format, Word offers templates for resumes, reports, and other common documents types under File, and if you press New, then the templates for resume and other formats are available. Saving a document. Once you have started working, saving your document is crucial. There are two primary ways to do this. The first one is saving for the first time. If we want to save the file for the first time, then we click on the file and we have an option as save as. And if we have the folder that where we want to save the file, then we'll click on that and it will show the file as to be renamed. If we want to rename this as save the file, alright, and we will click on that and we can choose the type as well. If we want to change the type, if we want to keep it as doc, we'll keep it that. But if we want to change the type of the file, as we want to do it as a PDF or as a Word document or as a plain text, we can choose that. But we'll be working on the Word file, so we'll just keep it as a doc file and we'll click on the save. And the name will be appeared as the save the file as we typed it at that. Another one is saving updates to a document. If we change something in the document that we have already saved, then we really need to save the document again as well, but we won't need to save as I just want to rename it as product heading. Alright, and I want to save the file. We'll just go on the file and click on save. We don't really need to do as save as because it has already been saved in the desired folder with the desired name, and we'll just keep changing in the document and we just need to save this. And there is a shortcut for doing that is that we can press Ctrl plus S. For example, we have over here and the shortcut for that is Ctrl plus S, and we can use the command plus S if we're using the Mac. And the third option is autosave and recovery. Word includes an autosave feature when working with cloud storage, for example OneDrive. It automatically saves your work as you type. If autosave is off, Word still creates recovery versions in case of a crash. Let's assume if we want to recover a file that was not saved when we were working on that, we'll just go on the file, we'll click on the manage a document and we'll click on the recovery unsaved document. So here comes the file that was not saved by us when we were working on them, but still it created a version of that so that we can recover that. So there is a great feature for that. If we forget or we just our laptop or PC turned off while working, or it just stopped working for some other reasons, so it creates a file and that it can be recovered. So that's a really great feature for that MS Word. The next step is opening an existing document. To open a document you have previously saved, you can just click on the file and we'll go on the open, and we have the recent file over here that we have recently saved. But if we don't have the file over here, then we can just go on the browse and click on the file that where it is saved right now. But if we want to open a file that has been recently saved, then we can just click on that and it will be opened as it was saved. Okay, like we renamed that and we need rename that as well. So it was saved and we can just open it whenever we need to. So we can use a command of Ctrl plus O and we will have an interface where all the recent document files will be appeared and we can open it as per our requirements. The next step is organizing and managing documents. To keep your file accessible, you should use folders. Store related documents in a labeled folder for easy access. For example, if we have a folder of MS Word, then we should label the folder name as MS Word so that all the documents and all the files that are related to the MS Word should be saved in that specific folder. And we should rename files. For example, if we have a file for this organizing and managing documents, then we should rename this file as it should be related to the file. Okay, and so that we should not mess up all the documents that are in the specific folder even as well. So the next step is backup important files. Save copies on OneDrive, an external drive, or cloud storage, as proper organization helps you find documents quickly and avoid losing important work. so that you may not lose your work. And you may find the files easily when you are finding a file or a specific folder, so that you should organize and manage documents as per the category you are working on and all the files you have been edited so far.
Changing font styles and sizes. The font group in the Home tab, here you can see this font group, controls how your text looks. This includes the font type, size, boldness, and special effects like underlining and highlighting. Like you can see all of these in here. Choosing the right font. Microsoft Word provides many fonts, but for professional or academic works, it's best to stick with clear, readable fonts like Times New Roman, Arial, or Calibri. Here you can see Calibri has already been selected, but we have Times New Roman as well. Like you can search it. Alright, and the text will be changed into Times New Roman. The next formal font is Arial, and we'll click on that, and the text will be changed into this specific font. Adjusting font size. When you open a new document file, like in here, you can see the default size is usually 11 or 12 points. Alright, but you can increase or decrease it using the font size drop down or increase or decrease font size button. For example, we'll go to the file that we were working on, and here is the buttons that can be used to increase or decrease the sizes of the font, and here's a drop down menu where we can select any of these according to our requirement. For example, I just want to keep it to 18. So this is how you can adjust font size accordingly. Applying bold, italics, or underlines. These styles help emphasize words or headings. You just have to select the text that where you want to apply the effect on. For example, I just want to bold this text instead of all the text. We'll just go to the bold. Alright, or you can press Ctrl plus B as well, and the text we have selected will be bold, but the text we have not selected has been normal. Alright, now let's implement the next effect as italic. For example, I just want to implement the italic effect on this text instead of all the text. So we'll just go to the font family, and here is the option called italic, but you can use Ctrl plus I as well to italic the text that we have already selected. Here you can see the text has been tilted a little bit. And the other effect is underline. For example, I just want to underline this text, specific text that to be underlined. So we'll just select the text and go to the font family, and here you can see a little underline under the U, which shows that the text will be underlined. But you should remember that you can implement these effects if you select the text before doing all that. So we'll just select the text and go to the font family, press this U, underlined, or you can use Ctrl plus U to underline the text, and just will click on that. Here you can see a line has been placed under the text we already selected. So this is how these effects can be used in our document file. Changing text color or highlighting. The font color button allows you to change text color, but for readability, stick to black or dark colors for body text. For example, I just want to change the text color of this text. Alright, and we'll just go to this font family, and here you can see this asks us to change the font color. For example, I just want to go with this blue one, or a dark blue. Click on that, and here you can see the text has been changed to a specific color that we really wanted it to be, but as this just implemented on the text we already selected. Alright, so this is how we can change the color of a font or a text in our document file. Highlight tool. It can be useful for reviewing documents or emphasizing key points. For example, I just want to highlight this text, and we'll go to this font family area, and here is the option that of which color we want it to be highlighted. For example, I just want it to be yellow one. We'll click on that. Here you can see the word has been highlighted that was selected to be highlighted for. So this is how color and highlighter are used in Microsoft Word. Adjusting text alignment. Text alignment controls how your text is positioned on the page. The paragraph group in the Home tab gives you 4 alignment options. So to implement text alignment, we have another file in here and a paragraph written. But here you can see this paragraph is not aligned properly or is not written in a formal way. The paragraph group in the home tab gives you 4 alignment options. For example, left align, center align, right align, and justify. Left align the default for most documents. It keeps text aligned to the left margin. Here you can see it has been left aligned. But if I just want it to be center aligned, we'll just select the text and go to the center line. Here you can see the text has been aligned centered. And to implement it to right align, we'll just go in here. Here you can see it has been aligned right. But if we use justify, this one, it adjusts text so both sides are even, commonly used in magazines, newspapers, and formal documents. For example, you can see it seems a little formal as both sides are even, right and left as well. So this is how text can be aligned. When choosing alignment, consider readability. Justified text looks polished but can create uneven spacing if not used carefully. Line spacing and paragraph spacing. Spacing plays a crucial role in making a document look professional. Line spacing controls the space between lines of text, while paragraph spacing controls the space between separate paragraphs. Here you can see there is an option called line and paragraph spacing. We'll click on that. And here you can see it gives us different options to implement any of these. We'll just go with the 2. But before that, we'll just have to select the text. Alright, as you can see, it didn't implement on that. So I just have to select the text and click on that. So here you can see 1.5 looks a little thinner, 2 a little wider, 2.5 a little more wider, and 3 looks even more wider. But it doesn't look very nice, so we'll just have to keep things very formal. For that, we can use 1.5 for a formal paragraph. Adjusting paragraph spacing. Instead of pressing enter multiple times to create space, adjust paragraph spacing through add space before paragraph. Alright, we'll just have to go in here. Here you can see is an option called add space before paragraph. Here you can see if we just enter and a specific space will be created as per our requirement. This ensures consistent spacing throughout your document, making it easier to read and edit. Indentation and first line indents. Indentation helps organize paragraphs by controlling how far text is moved from the margin. You can adjust this using the increase indent and decrease indent buttons in the paragraph group. Alright, here you can see this is called decrease indent and to increase indent, which moves the paragraph further away from the margin. For example, if we just select this text, alright, and we just click on increase, here you can see the space on the right has been increased, but it looks a little more informal. And let's say I just want to decrease the indent, we'll click on that and it is on the normal position. But if we decrease a little more, alright, so as it is the margin and it cannot be go back, so this is how indentation works in a Microsoft Word. Using indentation properly keeps your document organized and visually structured without excessive spaces or tabs. Using lists and styles. Creating lists. Lists help organize information. There are 2 main types. The first one is bulleted lists, when order doesn't matter. Use bullets when listing ideas or items. To create a bulleted list, first of all we need some points, as top 5 desserts around the globe, and we have 5 desserts which are written over here and we want them to be bulleted. So first of all we select the text, the entire one, and we'll just go to the paragraph and here is the option called bullets. We'll click on that and you can see the points have been bulleted, but you can change the style as well. We'll click on this drop down menu and you can change the style of the bullets as well. For example, I just want to go with this one and here you can see the bullet style has been changed. And the next one is numbered list, when order matters. First of all, we'll just select the text to implement numbered listing and we'll just go to this paragraph and click on the numbering. Alright, we'll click on that. Here you can see the points have been written in a structured way which shows that they are in a sequence as per their ratings. For example, mango sticky rice is at number 1, kunafe from Turkey is from 2, cheesecake notably from USA is at number 3, creme brulee which is from France, is at number 4, and Black Forest cake is from Germany, which is number 5. So which shows that the order matters, and it shows the rankings of these desserts. Alright, the next we have multi-level lists for subcategories. Multi-level lists help show different levels of information. To create a multi-level list, for example, I just want these points to be bulleted as well, but I just want to change the level of these headings as well as per the requirement of our document. So first of all, for example, I just select the text, go to this bullet forms. Alright, but for example, I just want this second heading to be a sub level of the first one. Alright, we'll just go to this multi-level list, we'll click on that, and you can see we can change the style as well, but I just want to go with this one. And here you can see you can change the level as well. I just want to give it as level 2. We'll click on that. Here you can see the first heading has a subheading as the second one. Alright, so this is how multi-level works in Microsoft Word. Next we have using styles for formatting. You can use styles to format text quickly instead of manually changing font size and color. Applying a style. First of all, I just need to select the text. Alright, and we'll just select it as heading 1 from style. Alright, we'll click on that, and here you can see it has been changed to heading 1 with a different font, different style, and a different color of the heading. But if we want to change the style, alright, and we'll just go to the style and right click on this heading 1. Here you can see an option called modify. An interface will be opened, and you can just change the style of the heading that we are working on. Let's assume I just want to change the color to orange. Font should be Arial. Heading size should be 18, and it should be bold as well. And here you can see it shows that how the headings will be looking in our document file, so that you can change the color as well, which doesn't suit according to the files. So you can just go with this blue, dark blue one. Alright, and it has accent 1 lighter 40%, so I just want to go with 25% darker and press OK. So here you can see the style of the heading has been changed as per our requirement, as we wanted it to be. So this is how you can change the style of headings throughout your document. So next time when I'll be using the heading 1, this style will be copied to that specific heading 1. So this is how we can customize our headings, and that will be used throughout our document. And whenever we'll be using heading 1, this style will be implemented on the heading 1 as per our requirement of the document file. So this is how you can use lists and style in a Word document file. Find, replace, and basic editing. Finding words and phrases in a document. Searching for a specific word or phrase manually can be frustrating, especially when working with a long document. The Find tool makes this easy. To use the Find tool, for example, I have this paragraph, alright, and I just want to find a word called heat gain, alright. But as I have been working on a little paragraph, and you can see if the word was not highlighted, then it would be really frustrating for me to find each instance. So to find each instance of heat gain, you can just press Ctrl plus F if you're using Windows, or you can use Command plus F if you're using Mac. I'll just press Ctrl plus F, and you can see the navigation pane will appear on the left. Here you can see, type the word or phrase you are looking for. For example, I just want to heat gain. It says it has been repeated 5 times, and the word has been highlighted on each instance of the word in the document file. This is useful when reviewing work, checking for repeated words, or locating key sections quickly. Replacing words with the Replace tool. The Replace tool lets you change a word or a phrase instantly throughout your document. To use Replace, you can just press Ctrl plus H if you're using Windows, or Command plus H if you're using Mac. For that, I'll just close this window, alright, and I'll just press Ctrl plus H, and here you can see an interface has been opened, and I just want to find heat gain, and I just want to change this word to warming. You can say a global warming, alright. So I just have to replace all of these, so we'll just click that, and all done. We made 5 replacements, so it was repeated 5 times, and this word has been changed with warming. So press OK and close this window. Here you can see all the instances have been changed with the specific word that we wanted it to be. For example, global warming is an increasingly pressing issue. So this is how you can replace a word in a Microsoft Word file. Basic editing: cut, copy, and paste. When working with text, you often need to move or duplicate content. The cut, copy, and paste tools make this easy. The first one is cutting text. Move text to a new location. For example, I just want this text or a sentence to be moved to a new document file. I'll just press Ctrl plus X if you're using Windows, and you can use Command plus X if you're using Mac. We'll press Ctrl plus X, and the text has been vanished from here, but I'll open a new document file, Ctrl plus N, and I'll just press Ctrl plus V or Command plus V if you're using Mac to paste the text that we already have cut. So this is how we can cut our text from one file to another file in the Microsoft Word. Copying text or duplicate text. For example, I just don't want to cut the text from here, alright, and I just want to repeat this text in a same document Word file or another. So we just have to copy this text, and for that we can just select the text we want to duplicate and press Ctrl plus C or Command plus C if you're using Mac, and you can just press Ctrl plus V where you want to duplicate the text or where you want the text to be. So you can just press Ctrl plus V if you're using Windows and Command plus V if you're using Mac. So here you can see this text has been at the same place as well, and it has been repeated as well. So we can just press Ctrl plus V as many times as we want this text to be duplicated. So here you can see it has been duplicated. So this is how copying works in a Microsoft Word. Using the clipboard. The clipboard stores multiple copied or cut items. It is located in the Home tab where you can view and paste previously copied text. Here you can see, here is the tiny little icon which says clipboard. You click on that. Here you can see we have only cut or copied this specific text, alright, and you can use this text for as many times as you want because it has been copied in a clipboard. So for example, if I just want another text to be in the clipboard, I'll just select the text, press Ctrl plus C. Here you can see it has appeared in a clipboard as well, so we can just reuse this text. Here you can see we can paste this or delete it if we don't want this anymore. So this is how clipboard works in Microsoft Word. These tools help speed up editing and improve document organization.
Inserting tables and pictures. And how to insert tables. Tables help organize data into rows and columns, making information easier to read. They are useful for schedules, comparisons, and structured content. How to insert a table. Click the Insert tab, select Table and choose how many rows and columns you need. For example, we'll click on this little arrow and we can choose how many rows and columns we need. Let's say I just need 3 rows and 5 columns, and I'll just click it and a table will be inserted in the document. But if we need a custom size table, then we'll just click on the Insert Table over here. Alright, then we'll go to the Insert Table and it asks us that how many rows and columns we need. Let's say I just need 6 columns and 8 rows, and we'll just press OK or click OK, and a table will be shown on our Word document file. Now let's learn how to format a table. Once inserted, you can adjust a table's design using the Table Tools menu. Adding or deleting rows or column. Click inside the table, then use the Layout tab over here, and you can add or delete the row according to your requirement by just clicking inside the cell and it will be deleted. Okay, it shows us that do you want to delete the cell or delete the column or delete the entire row where the cell is, where you just clicked it. Okay, and you can delete the entire table as well. But if you want to insert a row or a column, you can click on the cell inside a table at any cell, okay, as per your requirement. You can just click on it and you can insert above this cursor, below this cursor, or left to the cursor, or right to the cursor. Okay, these are the columns and these are the rows. Okay, and let's assume I just need a row below this cursor. Okay, and we'll just click it and a row will be inserted. Now let's merge or split cells. Select the cells that you want to merge or split. Let's assume I just want to merge these cells into single one. Okay, we'll select the cells. All right, and we will just right click it like this, and it says merge cells. Okay, we'll click it and it will be considered as a single cell, not the 5 or 6 cells that were selected. All right, and if we want to split the cells, for example, I just want this single cell that was merged by just 5 or 6 cells, and I just want this to be split into 3 cells. Okay, and there is an option called split cells. We'll just click it and it asks us that how many columns we want to be split into, and let's assume that I just want 3 columns out of it, and it will be split into 1, 2 and 3 columns. Next we can apply table styles. Use the table design. We'll just click on the table in any cell and we'll go to the design tab, and we have all many options available for this, like any design that we really want it to be. Let's assume I need a green color or a blue color according to the requirement, and it has different options as well. We can click on any tab design that we really want it to be, so it will be applied, and the change of color and the border style as well. Tables should be simple and easy to read. Avoid too many columns and excessive formatting. Next we have inserting pictures. Images can enhance a document by illustrating key points, adding visual appeal, or supporting written content. Now let's see how to insert a picture. Let's assume I just have a text over here as we were working on it, and it is about ancient heritage of Egypt. Alright, and if I want to add a picture according to the context of this paragraph, then we'll go to the insert tab, click on the pictures, and as this picture is saved on our PC or laptop, we'll just click on it, and there is an option called insert, and it will be inserted in our document file. You can also insert online pictures by selecting that option and searching for an image. Let's assume I have a picture online that I really wanted to insert in. Then we will just write pyramids, right, and enter. Then the picture will be shown as per our requirement. We can add these pictures by just clicking on it and insert. Alright, and this picture is inserted. Now let's learn how to format a picture. Once inserted, click the pictures to access the picture format tab, where you can resize. Let's say I just want to resize this image as this looks a little bigger as per our text requirement. Then we'll just click on the picture and drag the corner handles, alright, without distortion. Alright, this picture size has been reduced as per our requirement. Alright, and we can change the position of that as well as per our requirement. If I want this to be at the middle of the page, then we'll just click it. Okay, alright, and it will be center of the page as we really wanted it to be. And we can apply the effects as well. Use picture styles to border, shadows and artistic effects. So using high quality images relevant to your content improves document presentation.
Using headers, footers and page numbers.
What are headers and footers?
A header is a section at the top of each page, often used for titles or author names. A footer appears at the bottom of each page and is commonly used for dates, file paths, or notes. Let's learn how to insert a header or footer. Let's click on the Insert tab, and we have an option over here as header and footer. And let's assume I just want to add header first, and I'll click on that, and we'll have the options or pre-designed styles, and we can choose any of these. For example, I just will go with this one, and it says that what is the document title that we want to display throughout the document. So let's assume I just want to write it as MS Word. Alright,
and we'll just close it or press ESC and it will be saved. So you can see that this header will be displaying throughout the document. Let's assume I just want to insert a blank page and it will be displaying on the next page as well. So this is called footer and this is called header. And if we want to add footer, we'll just do the same and click on the footer, and we can choose any template or pre-design that is already available in here. So let's assume I just want to go with the basic one. All right, and we can just edit it. For example, I just need it to be as 2016, as we are working on a Microsoft Word version 2016. So we can do the same as close header or footer, or we can press ESC. All right, so this footer will be displaying throughout the document. All right, you can see that. Adding and customizing page numbers. First of all, why use page numbers? Because it helps readers find specific sections quickly, especially in long documents. Let's learn how to insert page numbers. First of all, we'll go to the Insert tab over here, click on the page number and choose location like top, bottom, page margins, current position. All right, and we can choose the preferred styles. For example, if we go to the bottom page and we want this as page number, we'll choose this and it will be displaying throughout the document. And to save this, we can choose close headers and footer, or we can press ESC. All right, and you can see this page number. And if we want to insert a blank page, the next page will be showing as number 2. All right, let's learn how to customize page numbers. To start numbering from a specific page, click Format Page Numbers. We'll go in here, Insert tab, go to the page number area, and we'll go to the Format Page Numbers. And let's assume I just want this document to start from page number 7. We'll type number 7. Here, you can see the page number 1 is not anymore. All right, and the page number has been renamed as number 7, and the next page will be 8 instead of 2. And if we want to add another page, let's say we want to page blank page, and the next page will be page number 9. So here we can customize the page number. But if you don't want a number on the first page, for example, I just don't want a number 7 to be displayed on the very first page of the document, but I want all other pages to be shown throughout the document, then we'll go to the Insert tab, go to the page number, and the page number that we already have selected, we'll choose that and another tab will be opened. All right, and here's the option says different first page. We'll check that. All right, and click on the close and header. Then you can see the page number 7 has been gone, but the all other pages number have been shown. So if you don't want a page number to be shown on the very first page, then you can just customize this by doing this process. Adding links and SmartArt. What is a hyperlink? A hyperlink is a clickable link that takes you to another location, such as a website, another section in the document, a different file, or an email address. For example, we'll go to the Insert tab, and here you can find a link. All right, and these are the options we can choose to insert a hyperlink that we'll be doing in this lecture. All right, now let's learn how to insert a hyperlink. First of all, we'll select the text, all right, or image you want to turn into a link. Then we'll go to the Insert tab. All right, here is a link, or you can press Ctrl+K if you're using Windows. Then we can choose any of these, but for example, I just need this to be a link of a website. For example, we want this text to be Microsoft.com. We just want this text to be a hyperlink of a website named as Microsoft.com. All right, and you can use this website by just clicking on it, and it will be transferred to a page or a website that you already have provided. And you can edit or remove a hyperlink. For example, I just need to edit this hyperlink that we recently have added in the Word file. We can just right click that. All right, and we have an option here as edit hyperlink. We'll click on that, and an interface will be opened. And I just want this text and the address to be edited, and we'll edit it as, for example, I just want this to be edited as Google, and the link should be the same for the Google as well. Then we'll press OK, and you can see the text and the hyperlink has been changed. For example, I just click on the link, alright, and you can see first, before editing, the link and the text was about Microsoft, but now as we have edited it as Google, so we can edit it as well. But if we don't need a hyperlink anymore, we can do the same as doing the right click on the text or a hyperlink, and here's the option called remove hyperlink. Then the hyperlink will be removed. So the next we have using SmartArt for visual elements. What is SmartArt? SmartArt allows you to create diagrams, lists, and process charts without needing design skills. It makes information more visually appealing and easier to follow. Now let's learn how to insert SmartArt. As we'll go to Insert tab, over here we have an option called SmartArt. We'll click on that, and we can choose category like according to our requirement, like lists, process, cycle, hierarchy, relationships, matrix, pyramid, or we can add picture as well. So but let's assume I just need a process one. We can choose any of these, alright, and we'll just press OK. And we can edit text as per our requirement. For example, we'll write as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And we can change the design of this as well. We'll click on that, okay, and we have the other options as well. We can turn it into 3D as well, all right, and we can change the color of the text as well. For example, we'll go with this one, or if we don't like this one, then we can just choose any other color that are available, and we can change the design as well, all right, like that. So this is how we can edit or customize a word art into a Word file. Common uses of SmartArt include flowcharts to show steps in a process, as you can see one on the screen, and organizational charts to display company structures. For example, I just need another word art that shows a company structure, and we'll go to the Insert tab. Here is the SmartArt, and I just want to go with the hierarchy, and I can choose any of these available in here, but I just want to go with organizational chart. Press OK, and another word art is available on the screen to be edited. We can change the color, and we can change the style as well, and we can edit the text as well. And the third one is cycle diagrams for repeating processes like budgeting or planning. For example, I need another word art in a Word document file. We'll go to the Insert tab, go to the SmartArt, go to the cycle, and you can see so many options available on the screen right now, but I just want to go with the segmented cycle. We'll press OK, and another word art is available on the screen. We can change the colors of this word art as well. We'll just want to go with this one and change the style into a 3D one, but a simple yet visible on the screen, and it should not be complicated. So I just want to go with this one. So these are the word arts that we can use in our document file. Adjusting margins, orientation, and page size. Adjusting margins. Margins control the blank space around the text on a page. Adjusting margins can improve readability and ensure the document prints correctly. Let's learn how to change margins. We'll go to the Layout tab. Alright, we have an option here as Margin. We'll click on that, and we have all other options available, like Normal has 1 inch margin on all sides. The Narrow has half inch margins on each side. Then there is Moderate, Wide, Mirrored, and you can customize the margins as well as per your requirements. Let's assume I just need a normal one, and we'll click on that, and you can see this text will be starting from 1 inch at the distance of each corner. Alright, next we have when to use different margins. We use narrow margins, alright, this one, are useful for saving space or fitting more text. The wide margins improves readability and are common in reports. The custom margins help meet specific format requirements such as academic guidelines.
Let's learn how to change page orientation. Page orientation determines whether your document is displayed vertically or horizontally. We'll go in here. Under the Layout tab, we have option as orientation. We'll click on that. And there are two options available as portrait or landscape. If we want to be a landscape, then we'll just click on that. And the print layout will be in the landscape. Types of page orientation. Like we have two types. The first one is portrait. As you can see, the page is taller than wide and suitable for essays and letters, as you can see. But if we change the orientation into a landscape, the page is wider than tall and useful for table, charts and images. Let's learn how to change orientation. We'll go on to the Layout tab, click on the orientation, and you can choose any of these as per your requirement. If only part of a document needs a different orientation, use section breaks to apply changes to specific pages. Alright, if we have so many pages available on the screen, then we can just add a break and apply the orientation to a page that we really need it to be a vertical or horizontal, as you can say portrait or a landscape. The next one is adjusting page size. Word documents are usually set to letter, which is 8.5 and 11 inches, but different projects may require other sizes. Let's learn how to change page size. We'll go to the Layout tab, select size, as you can see over here. Then these options are available as we want a page to be printed. Alright, choose the standard options, for example A4, legal or tabloid. Most of the time we use A4. Okay, then we'll check on that. Click more paper sizes to enter custom dimensions if needed. But if you want to apply so many orientation in a single Word file, then you can just choose here and you can just apply margins, paper, printing layout, alright, and the layout as well. So press OK and you can just customize as per your requirement in a single Word file. The last one is when to use different pages size. As you can see, there are so many options available in here. Alright, the first one is letter. Letter is 8.5 into 11 inches, standard for academic papers and office documents. The next one is A4, which is 8.27 into 11.69 inches, which is common for international documents. The next one is legal, which is 8.5 into 14 inches, used for contracts and legal papers. Next one is tabloid, which is 11 into 17 inches, which is ideal for posters or newsletters, using columns and section breaks. How to use columns to organize text. Columns makes text easier to scan and visually appealing. They are useful for newsletters, brochures, and magazine style layouts. Let's learn how to add columns. First of all, we need a little text so that we can apply this effect on. We have this text. Let's say I just need this. So we have this text and we can apply this column effect on this text. First of all, we'll select the text. Alright, let's say I just need this text to be divided into 2 or 3 parts or columns. Alright, we'll go to the layout and under this we have columns and it asks us that how many columns we need this text to be in. Let's assume I just need 3 columns and I just go with there and click on this. You can see the text has been divided into 3 columns. But if I want this text to be divided into 2 columns, we'll go to the Layout tab under column and we'll just click on the 2 and you can see the text we selected for 2 columns has been divided into 2 columns and the upper text has been divided into 3 columns as per our requirement. So but if we want more columns, we can just do that and we'll just click on the text and select text. We'll just go to the columns and we have more columns options, and let's assume I just need more columns as per our requirement and they could be 5. Click OK and you can see the text has been divided into 5 columns. But we can change the space between these columns as well. For that we just need to select these text or columns and we'll go to the column section and select the more columns, and you can see the spacing options asks us that how much inches there should be space between columns. Let's say I just want to reduce the space, alright, and just want to keep it to 0.2, and we'll just press OK. Alright, you can see the space between columns has been decreased as per our requirement. Columns help create structured, easy to read content in professional documents. Now, let's learn how to use section breaks for document structure. A section break divides a document into different parts, each with its formatting. You can use them to apply different margins or orientation in the same document, insert columns in one section while keeping others in normal format, restart page numbering in different sections. For that, we have three types of section breaks. The first one is next page, which moves the next section to a new page. The next one is continuous, that creates a section break on the same page. And the last one is even or odd pages, that starts a new section on the next even or odd numbered page. Alright, let's learn how to insert a section break. The next we have how to insert a section break. Place the cursor where you want to insert a break. For example, I just want to add a new section break from here. Alright, we'll go to the layout tab. Under that we have an option called breaks. There are two different breaks available on this screen, as you can see. First one is page breaks and the second one is section break. For now, I just want to be on this page, but I just want another section as well. So that for that purpose we have continuous section break, which insert a section break and start the new section on the same page. Alright, and when we'll click on that, as you can see, this paragraph has been divided into two sections. Alright, the effect we apply on both of these sections will be applied differently because they are considered to be two different sections in Word file. Alright, the next one is editing section formatting. Once a section break is added, you can change page orientation, for example portrait for one section and landscape for another. Okay, let's say I just want to print this file, then we can apply two different effects on both these paragraphs because they are considered to be two different sections. And the next one is apply different headers and footers for each section. Alright, if I want a different header and footer for both of these sections, then I just need to break them into two different pages. Alright, add a page break, then we can apply two different headers and footers for these two sections. And the last one is adjust margins separately for each section. For example, I just need to apply a different margin size for this one and the different for that one, then we can apply for that. Alright, section breaks are essential for creating complex structured documents with multiple layouts. Creating a table of contents. How to create a table of contents using heading styles for table of content generation. Before inserting a table of contents, you need to format section titles using heading styles. For that, I have some sample headings over here. Alright, and I just want these headings to be in the form of table of content, and we'll select all these headings, but we can apply this effect one by one as well, but I just want all these headings to be in the form of table of content as a main heading. So I just select all the text. We'll go to the home tab. There is a section called styles, and we can choose heading 1 for main sections and heading 2 for subsections. For example, I just want these headings to be the main section, then we'll just go and select heading 1. But for example, I just want this heading to be a subheading of the first one, then we'll go to the home tab, styles, and choose heading 2 for that. Alright, now let's insert an automatic table of content. Place the cursor where you want the table of content, usually at the beginning. For example, we are at the first page of the document and I just want to create a table of content over here. Then we'll go to the reference tab. Alright, there is an option called table of contents and choose a built-in option, or we can customize this as well. But for example, I just want to go with the basic one. We'll click on that. Here you can see the table of content has been created, but you can see a little change of this heading because I just chose that heading as subsection of the first one. Alright, so this is how a table of content can be created. Let's learn how to update and customize the table of content. If you add or remove sections, update the table of content to reflect changes. For example, I'll go to the heading section and I just want to make a change in this heading. For example, I just want to change this as, let's say I just want to shorten this as this one. Alright, then you can see the table of contents says that the heading has not been changed. So we'll click on the table of content. Here you can see it asks us to update the table of content. We'll click on that. It asks us that update page numbers only or update entire document. As we have changed the heading of the table of contents, so we just need to update the entire table. We'll click on that, press OK. Here you can see that the heading has been changed, and here the changing that we have made has been updated in the table of contents. Now let's learn how to customize the table of content. To modify the table of content appearance, we'll go to the reference tab. Alright, we'll go to the table of contents. Here is the option called custom table of contents. You can customize this table of content as per your requirement. Alright, for example, I just want this style as classic, or the distinctive one, or modern or fancy, or as per requirement. Alright, then we will just press OK. Here you can see the appearance of the table of content have been changed. So using these steps ensure your table of content remains accurate and visually appealing. Inserting citations and footnotes. Inserting citations in Word. A citation is a reference to a source such as a book, article, or website used to support your writing. Microsoft Word allows you to insert citations directly into your document. How to insert a citation? For that, we just need a paragraph, and we have a sample paragraph in here. Alright, and to insert a citation, we have to go to the reference tab. Alright, here is the options called insert citation. We'll click on that. The options are available, but we'll go with the add new source. We'll click on that. It asks us that from where we have taken the paragraph that we are going to be inserted as a citation or a reference. We have options like book, book section, journal article, article in a periodical, conference proceedings, or report. And we can choose any of these, but we'll go with the book. And we have to fill all these boxes as per the book details. Alright, we'll have to write the author name. For example, we have an example in here as grammar. Title could be how to write bibliographies. Alright, and a year could be 2006, as we are just writing as the example field. City could be Chicago, and publisher could be Adventure Works Press. Alright, and the next box is available in here as tag name, that we can rename that as well as per our requirement, and to make it a little unique, that will be used to unique identify this source. We can write as grammar 2006. Alright, and we'll press OK. So here you can see the reference has been added in the desired place of a document file that we really wanted it to be. And the next we have how to manage citations. To manage multiple citations, we have to click manage sources under the reference tab. In here under the reference tab we have manage sources. We'll click on that. Here you can copy, delete, edit, or add new citation or reference that we are going to be using in the future files. Alright, next we have creating a bibliography. Once citations are inserted, Word can automatically generate a bibliography. For that, place a circle where you want the bibliography. For example, I just want the bibliography to be presented in here. We'll go to the reference tab. Here is the options. Under the bibliography, we have bibliography, references, and works cited. We'll go with the bibliography. We'll click on that. Then the bibliography will list all sources used in your document. Alright, we have only used one, so the one has been added into the bibliography list. This feature ensures all sources are correctly formatted and listed. The next we have using footnotes and endnotes. Footnotes appear at the bottom of page and provide explanations or citations. Endnotes are similar but appear at the end of a document. Both are useful for adding extra details or citing sources without disrupting the main text. For example, I just don't want this reference to be presented in here, and I just want this reference to be presented in the bottom of the page. For that we use footnotes. Alright, we'll just remove that. Alright, and for that we just have to move the cursor where we want a footnote to be. Alright, go to the reference tab. Alright, we have options called insert footnote. Here you can see Word will add a superscript number and create a footnote section at the bottom of the page. Type your reference or explanation. For example, I just want to add as grammar. Alright, and the book of the name was How to Write Bibliographies. Here you can see the one represents that this paragraph has been taken from this book and the author name is grammar. So this is how footnote can be added into a Word file. Now let's learn how to insert an endnote. Click where you want the reference number. Alright, select insert endnote from the reference tab. We'll go to the reference tab and here is the options called insert endnote. Alright, let's assume I just want here an endnote. We'll click on that. Then you can see the number 1 has been added and we can just add references or the explanation of the reference that we already used in the document file. And for example, I just want to write grammar 2006, how to write bibliographies. So this is how we can add the endnotes in our document file using spelling and grammar tools. Using the spelling and grammar check. Even the best writers make mistakes. The spelling and grammar tool helps identify misspelled words, incorrect grammar and punctuation issues. To run a spell check, we'll have to go to the review tab. Alright, here is the options called spelling and grammar, or you can press F7 as well on the keyboard. So we'll just click on the mouse. Alright, Word will highlight errors and suggest corrections. Here you can see that one by one. So choose one of the following. Change to replace the mistake with the suggested correction. For example, this climate has a misspelled word. Alright, and these are 3 different options are available for the change. And here 3 suggestions are available by the word that if we want to change the word by any of these. So we'll just change with this one as it has capital C and it is the first word of the paragraph, so we'll just change it. Here you can see the climate word that was misspelled has been corrected by the word by using just tool. Alright, and we'll just do for all of these, and accordingly we'll just do that. For serious, we have this problem, affects, word, earth has different spellings, so we'll just this one. Getting has different spellings, so we'll just implement warmer because greenhouse, which trapped. Here you can see after completing this sentence, it suggests us that the word are spelled correctly, but we have used a different verb which says the earth is not are but the earth is, for a better use of grammar or a better use of verb, you can say. So we'll just change it and it will be corrected. This paragraph has been corrected by the word and it has no errors in this sentence specifically from there to there. All right, but we have to correct all these mistakes and we'll just do that. Fossil into fossil, we just have to use this one. Fuels, climate, include, levels, extreme, weather, animals, reduce, carbon, and we just change footprints and planet. So here you can see it says spelling and grammar check is complete, and this paragraph has no errors, no mistakes in spellings, neither in grammar or verbs. So this is how we can use the spelling and grammar check in Microsoft Word. You have to continue until all issues are reviewed. Using spell check ensures that small errors don't undermine the credibility of your document. Using grammar check for sentence clarity. In addition to spelling mistakes, grammar check helps with sentence structure, for example fragments or run-ons, punctuation errors, for example missing commas, word choice, for example using the wrong verb tense, as we have already implemented that in this paragraph, but still, for example, I just want to redo that as well. For example, I just write intentionally as the earth are. Here you can see the word has been underlined as blue, which shows that it has incorrect use of verb, and for that we just have to do the same. We'll go to the review tab, run spelling and grammar, click on that, and it suggests us that this word should be replaced with is. So we'll just click on that and click on change. So here you can see the paragraph has been error free by using this grammar and spell checker tool. Grammar check is a great tool, but always proofread manually to ensure accuracy, especially with complex sentences. Adjusting proofing settings for better accuracy. Spell and grammar check can also be customized for better results. We'll go to the file. Alright, here we'll go to the options. Here you can adjust settings such as check spelling as you type or underlines errors in red. Alright, we have already checked that. Check grammar with spelling, underlines grammar mistakes in blue, as we recently have done that. Show readability statistics, analyzes sentence clarity. Okay, click OK to apply changes. We just have to do anything that we really want it to be. Alright, and we'll just press OK. Alright. These settings allow you to personalize words proofreading tools for more precise editing. So this is how we use spelling and grammar tools in Microsoft Word. Adding comments and tracking changes. Adding and managing comments. Comments are useful for providing feedback without changing the original text, asking questions or suggesting improvements in collaborative writing, reviewing a document without altering content directly. For example, we have a paragraph in here like this. Alright, and select the text where you want to add a note. For example, I just want to add a comment at the end of this paragraph. We'll go to the review tab, click in here, and you have option as new comment. We'll click on that. Here you can add a comment. For example, I just want to add a comment as this word should be replaced with earth. Alright, and we'll just click outside the comment box to save it. Here you can see a box which shows that anyone in the team has made a comment to suggest or to improve the document file. Alright, we'll just click on that, and to reply that we'll just have to click on this reply, and we can just type this. We'll just write acknowledge. It shows that I have read this comment and I'll try to resolve this issue as soon as possible. So this is how we can reply to a comment as well. The next we have how to delete a comment. To delete a comment, we'll just have to click on the comment box. Alright, and we'll just right click on this comment. Alright, the first comment that we made, and here is the option called delete comment. We'll click on that, and the comment box has been gone as we have just deleted it. So this is how comments and notes work in a Microsoft Word. Next we have tracking changes in a document. Track changes highlights all edits made to a document, allowing the original author to review them before making permanent updates. It is helpful for editing drafts without losing original content, collaborating on reports, essays, or business documents, tracking revisions over time. We'll go to the review tab. Alright, here we have an option called track changes. We'll click on that and click on the track changes option button. We'll click on that as well. Now any insertion, deletions, or formatting changes will now be recorded. Alright, so for example, I just want to change this text as it was commented, as we have to replace this word as earth. Alright, now you can see this red line shows that we are making changes to this specific line of the document. So this is how word is tracking are working in the document file. Once track changes is enabled, edits will appear in red with underlines for additions or strike throughs for deletions. For example, I just delete this text. You can see we'll click on that and it will be as underlined as we have just replaced it, and we have deleted this text, so this is a strike through. Alright, to review changes, click on the change in the document, alright, as we have done it, and use the accept or reject button in the review tab to keep it or discard the edit. For example, I just want to accept this one but not this one, so we'll just click in here and we'll just reject it. Alright, and it will be replaced as a simple text, but I just want to accept this one, so we'll just click in here and accept this change. So the word has been changed to earth. To turn off track changes, click the track changes button again. So if we don't want word to track our working anymore, so we'll just click in here and click on the track changes. So now the changes or the deletion will not be recorded by the Word anymore. Changing views and navigating documents. Types of document views. To access different views, go to the View tab and choose from the following options. We'll go to the View tab. Here is the Read mode, optimized for reading, hides toolbars. The next one is Print layout, which is default. Shows how the document will appear when printed. The next one is Web layout. Displays content as it would appear in a web browser. The next one is Outline view. Helps structure and rearrange headings. The next one is Draft view. Simplifies the display by hiding margins and images. How to switch views. Click the View tab and select a view mode, or use the view buttons at the bottom right corner of the Word window. Here you can see we have all these quick access options as well, for read mode, for print layout, and for web layout as well. Choosing the right view improves focus and workflow depending on your task. Navigating a document efficiently. The navigation pane helps you quickly navigate documents, especially when working with multiple sections. To open it, we'll go to the View tab. Alright, then we'll click on the navigation pane. Here you can see that. We'll check that. And a sidebar has been opened. Use it to jump to headings, pages, or search results. Like we can use any of these if we have all the data available in this document file, then we can use this as a search options as well. Using the Go To feature. If you need to navigate by page number, section, or line, press Ctrl+G if you're using Windows, or Command+G if you're using Mac. For that, we'll just press Ctrl+G. And here you can see we can go to the page number as well, or section, or line. For example, if we had the data as well, then we will just add the number. For example, I just want to go to line number 1. We'll go to close that. So here you can see this is the first line of the document, so it just go to that specific one line as we just entered number 1. So this is how Go To feature work in a Microsoft Word. These tools help locate specific parts of a document without scrolling manually. Adjusting zoom and layout settings. Zooming in and out makes text easier to read, especially on different screen sizes. To adjust zoom, we can just go to the View tab. Alright, and here is the option called Zoom. You can use any of these specific or by default options available, but you can customize it by your own as well. For example, I just want to go with 145. We'll click on that and the page will be zoomed to 145%. Here you can see that as well. Use Ctrl plus scroll wheel if you're using Windows, or Command plus scroll wheel for quick zooming if you're using Mac. For example, we'll just press Ctrl and we'll zoom in by scrolling up, and if we want to zoom out, then we'll just scroll back by just pressing Ctrl. So this is how zooming option works. Side by side and split view. For comparing documents or working on different sections simultaneously, use View. We'll just go to the View tab, and here you can see we have option called Split. Alright, we'll click on that, and here you can see we have two different sections of the same documents, or if we want to go through the different sections of a document in the same time, so we can just use this split options, and we can just remove split by just clicking on that, and the section will be normalized. These tools enhance productivity, especially when referencing multiple sections of a document. So this is how changing views and navigation document works in a Word document file. Saving, printing, and exporting documents. Saving a document in different formats. Saving ensures your work is preserved, prevents data loss, and makes files accessible across different devices and software. To save a document, you just have to go to the file, and we'll go to the Save As. Here, choose a location, for example, computer, cloud, or external drive. But for example, I just want to browse, and I just want to save this document in here. Enter a file name, for example, MS Word. Saving and printing. Alright, and select a file format, for example, doc or PDF. And here is the option Save As Type, and you can just click on this drop down menu, and here is a list of options from which you can choose any of these. For example, I just want to go with the doc file. We'll click on that and click on Save. So the file has been saved on this desired folder with the desired name. Understanding file formats. For example, I just want to save again. Alright, we'll go again. And we'll just understand all these formats one by one. For example, this file extension docx, which is Word document, standard format for editing and sharing in Word. The next mostly used is PDF, portable document format, ideal for sharing as formatting remains unchanged. The next is RTF, here rich text format, compatible with most word processors. The next we have .txt extension, which is plain text, removes formatting, useful for simple text files. The next we have .odt extension, open document text, used by alternative word processor like LibreOffice. Choosing the right format ensures compatibility based on who will receive the file and how it will be used. Alright, we'll go to the file again. Now, let's learn how to print a document. Before printing, always preview the document to check for formatting issues. To check that, we'll go to the file, click on print, and here you can see the page will be printed in this format. Alright, adjust settings such as printer selection, choose a connected or network printer. For example, we can just select any of these. Pages to print all pages, specific pages, or a selection. As we have just only one document in here, so we cannot select right now, but if we have a long document file, then you can just select all the pages or a specific page. For example, if we need a page number 5 and 6, then you can just write 5 and 6 in here, for example 5 and 6. Alright, then the pages only 5 and 6 will be printed. Alright, the next we have number of copies. Set the number of printed copies. Here you can just type any number of copies that you really want to be printed. The next we have page orientation. Alright, if we want the page to be printed in the landscape or in portrait, alright, you can just select any of these. The next we have double-sided printing, if supported by the printer. Alright, you can just click in here and print one side or manual print on both sides. It just depends on your printer most of the times. Printing specific pages or sections. To print only a section, enter the page range in the print setting, for example pages 2 to 5. Alright, here you can see we have written 2 to 5. Alright, the pages will be printed from 2, 3, 4 and 5. 4 pages will be printed by just entering this range. Use custom print to print odd or even pages separately. You can just click in here, and here using custom print you can print odd or even pages separately. Alright, proper print settings help avoid wasted paper and ensures document looks professional. The next we have exporting a document for sharing. Exporting allows you to share documents in a format that protects content and maintains layout consistency. How to export as a PDF? We'll just go to the file. Alright, here you can go to the export, go to the create PDF or XPS, we'll click on that, and here you can see save as type as PDF, and you'll just go, we can rename that as well. For example, I just want to go with file as PDF. Alright, and we'll click on the publish. Here you can see the file has been saved and opened directly as well. So this is how you can export a PDF file. Other export options are available as well. You can just go to the save as, we'll go to the Word file, we'll click on file, go to the save as. Alright, and here you can just go to the browse if you want to save into a desired location, and we just click in here. Here you can save as PDF as well. Alright, we'll click save and it will be saved as well. The next we have save as web page, which is used for publishing documents online. Alright, we'll click on here, we'll go to the file, we'll go to the save as, we'll click on browse if we want the file to be saved on desired location. We'll click on that and we'll click on here, and here you can see we have .html options as well, which says web page or filter. We'll click on that, and you can use this one as well. We'll just go with this one and you can just save it. So this is how the page will look if we publish this online. The next we have save as template. We'll just go to the file again. We'll go to save as. We'll click on that and again browse. And we can just click on this drop down menu, and here is option word template, which is .x extension. Click on that and we'll just click in here as save. So this file will be saved as a reusable template and we can just reuse it whenever we want it to be. Exporting ensures your document is properly formatted and accessible across different platforms.